Hello y'all, hope you're all doing well. This is RJ, live in Fincastle, Virginia. This is where the Botetourt County Courthouse was, but it was just demolished just a few months ago, back at the beginning of May 2025. And here's what it looks like now. You can see everything, the original courthouse was all destroyed, completely removed. But thankfully, the Confederate Monument Memorial is there right now. I hope it stays there. If common sense, rationality prevail, if decency prevails, that Confederate Memorial will remain. Should at least stay here on the courthouse grounds. Now, this courthouse that was here was originally placed back in 1848, using the plans of Thomas Jefferson. And it was here all the way until about 1971, and there was a massive fire, and the fire destroyed that courthouse. They took little remnants of it, built a replica of the courthouse right here. And so the courthouse is right here was a replica of the original one that was based off of Thomas Jefferson's plans. And it was here for about 45 years, 1971 to up until just a few weeks ago, beginning of May 2025. And they say that the building itself wasn't built very well. They said there was mold issues and leakage issues, and they were having problems. So they're going to planning on building another replica of the courthouse. Now there are some other historical buildings around here. I'll just walk around town a little bit so I can show you the update of this. Now you can see this right now. In fact, you could see me walking around because this is on live cam right this very moment. In fact, I've been following this on a live cam. If you look up Fincastle Courthouse live cam, you will see the cameras that are right up there on that top of this building. And those are showing live videos right this very moment, 24 hours a day, day and night, showing videos. So you can actually see me walking around if you wanted to go to that live cam. I like what they did on the fence. They put some historical information about this place right here. This is a historic old location. This county was actually formed back in 1770, I think it is. And I think Fincastle itself was established back in 1772, which is of course before the American Revolution. And what they did here is they have kind of a family tree of Botetourt County. This county originated with Spotsylvania, and eventually it broke off to Orange, and broke off into Augusta, and then broke off to Botetourt. And this county was formed in 1770. You can see Fincastle was formed for a little while, but it was named after somebody who was pro-British forces, so they ended that county, and it continued on. But this county once covered a large area, as you're seeing right here. It's a very historic place. I read one place that there was about 50 buildings that date to the late 1700s that are right down here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll walk down there. I'll just walk through this main little town. There's not even 1,000 people in this town, but it's a neat little place. I've been here many times over the years. Also went to the County Historical Society Museum that's over here. But I did want to share with you that so far this courthouse that was just destroyed, just demolished, just back in May of this year, I've been myself and many others are very concerned and are watchful over this Confederate monument, this memorial that is right here. Thankfully, it has not been removed yet. It was was surrounded by a beautiful wrought iron fence of the memorials. It was really well landscaped. And so that part is all gone. But hopefully they build it back again and make it nicer than ever. So I am one of those who's very mindful of this Confederate memorial and monument. And that's why one reason I want to bring this to your attention, because everything on the courthouse grounds has been demolished, has been removed. But except for, thankfully, the Confederate memorial is still here at this point. Is anybody online right now? You can see this live on the cam. If you go to Fincastle, the courthouse, you can find the live cam that is right there on top of this building. I've been following it, and they've been destroying this or demolishing this building. They're planning on replacing this with an exact replica, like I said, of the previous courthouse. That was 45 years old, which was also a replica of the previous courthouse, which is based off the plans of Thomas Jefferson. It's a beautiful memorial. It's not just dedicated to the locals who answered the call and did their duty and served in protection of their homes and family and homeland in America's largest war in the Confederacy, not just to the men, but also to the women as well. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. But it says on the side, to the women of Botetourt, in remembrance of their constant encouragement, their steadfast devotion, tender ministrations, and unfailing providence. It's a little tough to read, but that's basically what it says. I'm actually have two cameras, one that's live and one that is I'm going to be putting on YouTube that's a better quality. So this is part of the downtown historic Fincastle, Virginia. Once again, this is the county seat of Botetourt. Fincastle settled about 1772, this county dating back to 1770. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go walk down here and show you the other historic buildings that are around here. This is a nice, peaceful place, small little town in Dixie. Once again, just here in Fincastle, the courthouse that was demolished, and this is where we're going to rebuild the other one, right there. So this is part of a walking tour. Don't have any maps out right now. We can see Fincastle. In fact, here's a little brief history of it right here. Fincastle, Virginia, located 25 miles north of Roanoke on US Highway 220. It's established in 1770, incorporated 1772. Today, the quiet and quaint village of about 325 residents is a virtual museum of American architecture from the late 1770s through the 20th century. Once again, I think that's referring to, they say there's as many as 50 buildings that predates the late 1700s here. It says the town remained remains the seat of Botetourt County. Fincastle was the government center of a vast tract of land that once included the present state of Kentucky and much of what is now West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and part of Wisconsin. George Washington, Patrick Henry, Thomas Jefferson, and other prominent Virginians either appeared in Fincastle or sent their agents to lay claim to tracts of wilderness and lands. And you can read more about that here. 3 antebellum, 2 late 19th century churches still serve their congregations. The narrow streets are lined with a variety of architectural styles. So I'm gonna go walk through there in just a little bit. This is actually made possible by Eagle Scout Project. This right here, this plot, dedicated to the men and women of Fincastle community who served in World War II. Now here's the old jail, which also serves as the kind of a historical society. Unfortunately, it's closed right now. The hours are pretty limited. I've been here multiple times. It was only open once when I've been here before. But I really appreciate those who come out here. Usually these are only made available, only open when volunteers are available. So appreciate the volunteers and everybody who helps support these county history museums and town museums and places like that. Heavily reliant on volunteers. If you're just joining me once again, I'm in Fincastle, Virginia. This is where the courthouse was. Apparently the first courthouse in this area does date back to 1770s. It was just a wood structure replaced. The building that was here dates back to 1848, but it was based on the drawings of Thomas Jefferson, and that burned down in, I think it was 1971. And then they just demolished that one just about May of this year, and you can see where they're at right now. This is the current state of the courthouse, Botetourt County Courthouse. And as you can see, thankfully, the Confederate Monument is still out there in the distance. And I really hope it stays there. It really deserves to be here. If you polled the locals here, the vast majority prefer to see it right there. After all, it is a war memorial. It's to those who answered the call. They did their duty to serve and protect and defend their homes, their families, and their homeland. America's largest, deadliest war deserves to remain there. Many are buried in unmarked graves and unknown locations. And so in many ways, that is symbolic of their headstone. Here's some others, Botetourt County office buildings. It's part of the extension. I don't see a date on this right here. Here is this is the circuit court clerk's office. Right here, I don't see a date. And I do remember it from the past, but I don't remember it now. Once again, you can see this live 24/7. There's cameras on top of that building showing the construction of this. You can see it being demolished. You can see them working on this every day. So if you're ever interested in the updates, you want to check on the status of the Confederate Memorial, go ahead and check out that live cam that's on the top of this building. And of course, you could see me walking around right now if you go to the Fincastle County Courthouse. All right, some historic buildings right there through here. I think many of these date back to early 1800s. Like I said, many of these buildings do date back to late 1700s, is my understanding as well. I wish there's a little more. I do like how they added some informational banners here. Botetourt County, 1770 to the present. Present day Botetourt County. See year formed 1770. See the square miles, the population of the county right here. See some of the buildings that are here. This right here, the Israel Christian House, dates back to 1772. Cabin dates back to 1796. And once again, here is the Confederate Memorial. I'm just so thrilled to see this here. It gives me some hope. People are looking out for their memorials. It's important we pay respects, have memorials for those who did their duty. There's also a historical sign right here. You can see there's some other buildings just down over this direction as well. I figured I'll walk down this way. It's just really a small little town, as you can see. Once again, it's a small little county. It's the county seat. Nice little pleasant place in Dixie here in the hills. Once again, this is just about a half an hour drive or so. I'd say about a half an hour's drive north of Roanoke, Virginia. It's kind of on the south side of the Shenandoah Valley. Some law offices right here. Some neat little towns. The weather's just about perfect. What a great day to be out. Historic Fincastle you see on the other side there. Established back in 1772. This bank right here, the Bank of Fincastle, has established 1875 on it. Bank of Fincastle. Beautiful little areas. This is mostly surrounded by just rural landscapes, some farm homes, antebellum homes around here. You can see the mountains off in the distance. This is actually surrounded by mountains. I've been out here and I've taken videos with my drone. Just a beautiful location. You see this little town nestled in the mountains. This has turned into a kind of a on main and rooftop. It's kind of a little restaurant. It looks like it's closed right now, but there is a seating area up there. They've turned that over to like a little restaurant. It's the voter registration elections through here. This is some of the downtown. Figure I'll walk through here for a little bit. So I'm glad to see that, I hate to see any historic courthouses go, but I understand this is a unique situation because that courthouse really is only 45 years old. But I'm glad it was patterned and was a replica of the previous one. Here is the Visit Botetourt County Historical Museum. I have not been in there yet. I'm surprised I haven't. So I am going to go try this. Next time I come visit, I'm going to see if it's available. This is the Botetourt County Historical Museum. Let's see what the hours are here. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 2. All right, I gotta keep that in mind for next time. So again, this is the Botetourt County Historical Museum. I love seeing as many museums as possible. I've already been to, I've been to one today. It's the 29th Division Museum. It's closer to by Harrisonburg. There's a sign right here. Revolutionary War Patriots. This marker commemorates the men and women who achieved American independence. These patriots believed in the noble cause of liberty, fought valiantly to fight a new nation. like when they do have things like this little free library. Take, leave a book. Let's see what they have. All right. I should put a South is Right book right out there. I have to keep one of my, I keep a lot of flags in my car, but I don't keep this many books. Beautiful little downtown. Look how beautiful this home is right here. Got a beautiful Betsy Ross flag in the front. So got the Christmas tree up front. I bet you this is beautiful during Christmas time. In fact, there is a little challenging to see if this is private residence or not. I'm guessing it is. But it is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Nice little antebellum home. Or some homes through this area. Just walking down Fincastle on this beautiful day. Can at least see part of the town. I've been up here multiple times before. I've taken some beautiful drone videos, but I've been so busy. It's been, my idea was to take videos on the ground and also edit them and place them together with drone videos, and I'll do that later. I just don't have as much time, so I figure at least I can share a video, just a video. I can, once I return home, I can upload this and instantly show it. Here is the Fincastle Baptist Church. It says it was organized back in 1831. This building erected 1895. You see, nice little pleasant downtown. This is higher on my list, places I would consider like a little Mayberry. I was just in a town, I think it was Bramwell, West Virginia. That place reminded me of Mayberry. Just a few houses, little main street, a few little stores. So I'm not gonna walk much further. You can see how the road curves up because this is kind of a hilly, mountainous location through this area. I'm going to walk up back to the courthouse because if you're just joining me right now, just as a reminder, I am walking through Fincastle, Virginia. It's another nice little beautiful area. Definitely not going to walk up all the streets. It's right here in Church and Main. I might as well finish this up where I started, and that is at the actual county courthouse and the Confederate Memorial. The courthouse, that last time I was here, it was still here, but it was destroyed. I guess you could say demolished, intentionally demolished. Next time I'm here, though, I want to keep in mind this museum, and I'll go visit this museum next time. And next time I'm here, I'll see if they don't mind if I share some videos inside. A lot of museums are very supportive of being able to take videos as I walk through. So I'm there to promote, I'm there to advertise, I'm there to bring awareness. Nice little place if you want to sit on the porch here. This is part of the Botetourt County right here. I do like to share videos, especially because just to help document, share history. You know, there's been so many times where I would walk through a neighborhood and then later I just regret not taking videos and photos because things change. I've been through some towns, and next thing you know, there was maybe a hurricane goes through, a tornado, or there's a fire. So for example, and I really regret not taking videos and photos sometimes. So for example, on Tappahannock, I'm so glad I flew my drone down through the middle of Tappahannock, Virginia. I took some nice videos of that. The Confederate Monument there was right in the middle of the road there, just on the east side of Richmond. And little did I know, barely a month later or so, there would be a massive fire that gutted out an entire town block. And I'm so glad I was able to capture those videos of the town before that whole town block was burned down. One town I was planning on going to in Kentucky, it was on my to-do list. I was just about ready to go out there, and then I heard about a massive hurricane, tornado. Tornado went right through the middle of town and completely destroyed the downtown and the courthouse, and I so regret not getting there in time to be able to help document it, share it, preserve that memory, that beautiful memory of that beautiful place. So I'm glad I was able to capture this. In fact, I did share a video of this not too long ago. On Dixie Forever. It was a scene I had taken with the drone back before the courthouse was, before it was demolished like this. So I'm looking forward to seeing it when it returns. I'm hoping the Confederate Memorial stays here. If anything, deserves to be in a place of prominence, deserves to be a place of respect, deserves to be honored. It's there for our heritage. So, once again, sharing this with you in Fincastle, Virginia. Here, right beside where the Botetourt County Courthouse was, before it was demolished, where it had stood for about nearly 2 centuries or so, the courthouse right here. And they are rebuilding it and hopefully making it better than ever, I'm hoping. So just sharing with you this update. So I hope you're all doing well wherever you might be. So once again, from Fincastle, Virginia, here in this historic little town up here in Botetourt County, just about a half an hour's drive from Roanoke, Virginia, just south of Lexington, Virginia. Take care, y'all.